This is the newly revised lockdown circuit after I realised that I can implement changes to improve the overall costs and reduce the power consumption. You will notice that only one of the 4 circuits now requires power from a solar panel going into recharge the battery. If you'd like to see the previous video, I'll be moving it into the archive playlist. I hope the link to the video is appearing on the screen now. However, I may have to wait until I have more subscribers before YouTube allows me to use that feature. Right, we'll just go over the 4 sections of this circuit. Siesmic Alarm, that's picks up and sends a pulse every time it detects anything booming, like be it explosive ammunition or a rocket. The Rust Plus alarm, that links it to your Rust Plus app and therefore let you know when something's happening when you're offline. I've provided a link to that particular app for both Android and Apple in the description. The next section is a lockdown switch, which allows you to close it manually or to close the doors as soon as it picks up anything from the seismic sensors. And then finally the lockdown circuit, which closes the doors, and it'll only close them if the doors are open, so it doesn't cycle them open and closed. Right, and now we'll go into each section individually and go over the build along with the costs. The seismic alarm will require a large solar panel, a seismic sensor, a small battery and an RF broadcaster. So let's make a start on the seismic sensor. Going to use a wallpaper to align the wiring and the sign so we know what each section is. There we go, seismic alarm. Right, now we're going to put down a solar panel. There. Next is a battery, and then we're going to put the RF broadcaster down right about there. Right, we're going to set the broadcasting to 5. This can be a random number, but we're using 5 for this. Then we're going to put down the seismic sensor. Right, now for the wiring, we're going to make it all red because it's primary power going through. So into the battery, and then from the output of the battery to the seismic sensor, and then from the seismic sensor all the way down to the broadcaster. And that's how simple that little bit is. Now on to the next bit. Right, the RAID Plus alarm will need a small battery, an electrical branch, a RF receiver and a smart alarm. Right, so let's make a start on this. So we'll use the wallpaper again and put the sign up. Try and line it up. Right, so on this one we'll need a battery, a electrical branch, and then we're going to use an RF receiver. And then finally we're going to be using the smart alarm. Right, we'll change this to 5, so it's going to pick up when the alarm goes off. We'll set this to 2. Right, so we'll take the output, make the red wire to the input of the branch, and then we're going to change the colour. Yeah, and the reason we're going to change the colour is because it's going from the left-hand side, and then going down to the receiver, and then from the receiver across to the smart alarm. Right, now some of you will be yelling, why are we using a branch before the RF receiver? Now the reason we're using a branch from the RF receiver, you see it's 0 power usage. Now if we disconnect the branch entirely and then we connect the RF receiver, we'll see that, there we go, it goes up to an active usage of 1. So it's constantly draining the battery of 1. But if we reconnect it through a branch, we'll just wait for it to, if it is going to tick up, we'll see it isn't using any usage at all. So that's why we put a branch in there, literally, so we don't drain the battery. So on to the lockdown switch components. This is the largest list of components for any particular modular from this. It's 1 small battery, 6 electrical branches, 1 normal switch, 1 smart switch, 1 timer, 1 blocker, 1 RF broadcaster and 1 RF receiver. Right, let's get on to the wiring for this one. So we'll do the usual with the wallpaper and the sign. start off with placing a battery down here, and that'll be going to a branch. We set the value on the first branch to 2, and then we're going to connect the battery to it using the red wire. Right, the next component is going to be the smart switch, which we'll put in just here. And then we're going to connect the branch on the right hand side using the red wire, tidy up a little bit, and down into the smart switch. Right, and from the smart switch we're going to put another branch up. And then we're going to connect the switch straight to the branch. Right, just trying to think what to do next, what part of it. Let's do the timed buffer part. Right, so this is one branch, which we're then going to connect the left hand side of this branch out. So we'll change this to blue. Cable's relatively tidy, so you can see where they're all going. Right, now this one we need to set to 3. So there we go, 3. And this one we need to set to 1. This buffer part is just so that if the seismic sensor sends multiple rockets, it only does it once every set time. So we'll put an extra branch in here, and on the right hand side we take this up and in, and then we need to select a blocker there, and also the timer. Right, now the branch here, we're going to change the value for this to 1, and then we're going to take this out and we're going to put it into the toggle on the timer. And then we're going to take the left hand side. I'm just going to have to change the colour again. Change it to blue. This then goes into the input on the blocker. And the blocker will go out and all the way down to off toggle, and then right, okay, we almost forgot this part. Right, left hand side of this branch goes into there, almost didn't put the power in, and then from here we're going to go across and down to the block on the blocker. Right, and that's the buffer part done. Right, we're now going to do the part where we'll send a pulse if the switch is activated. So we'll get the parts we need for that, which is 2 branches and 1 switch. So we'll put the first branch in, and then we'll put the switch, followed by the second branch. Right, so we're now going to change the wire to red, and on the right hand side of this branch we are going to go into this branch. This branch we'll need to set to 3. And then on the right hand side we then go into the input of the switch. Actually, something's wrong. Right, this does not go into the powering on the switch. This actually goes into the toggle on, or switch on the switch. Right, we'll change the colour to yellow. And this then goes around to the power in. Right, and then the power out on the switch goes around and into the next branch. Right, this branch we'll need to set to 1. Right, so the output on the right hand side, this then goes around to the just tidying it up, trying to get it accurate, and then into the switch off on the switch. Now we're going to need the transmitter that this pulse will be sent to. I think we'll put it just down over here. And we're going to change the frequency on this to the frequency to close the doors, which is 6. Right, then we're going to change the colour now to purple, and take it from this side, this branch, and go down and connect it into the RF broadcaster. Right, now we're going to we need the output to the right, so it's the RF receiver. We're going to set this to 5, which is the what we'd get from the seismic sensor to trigger it. Change the colour to green. Right, so we take the power out of here. And go across to the input there, and then from the output we go to the switch on the switch. Right, so that's the circuit done. Now if we look at the drain on the batteries, it's 0 as well. So now we're going to test it, and there we go, it's triggered the alarm, and you can see the timers spinning around. So we'll just let that complete, and then we'll show you how this works. So initially we press it, everything activates. Now if we press the button again, all we can hear is that smart alarm going off. It won't transmit to close the door until that time has expired. So we're going to change this to 300. Let's make it 600, so it's 10 minutes. So now any additional signals coming from the seismic alarm won't just keep on closing your doors. It'll only do it once within those 10 minutes. Right, and for the final circuit, this is the lockdown circuit. We're basing this on using a small battery, so it's only going to be able to control 6 doors in total. What it consists of is one battery, 8 branches, one RF receiver, one normal switch, and 6 door controllers. Right, so this last module it would be for controlling 6 doors, but I'm only going to do 1, otherwise we'll be here forever. So we'll start with the wallpaper, and then we'll put a sign up, and start with the battery. Right, we'll put the branch up, just trying to line it up. Right, we're going to set this to 13, and then we're going to change the colour on the wire to red, and take this down to the battery. Right, then we're going to put in the RF receiver. Just here, and then we're going to change this to 6, which is the signal we get to open and close the doors from the lockdown switch. So we'll take the right hand out of this and go down to the RF receiver. Now we're going to put in the switch and take the RF receiver and put it into the toggle on. Right, change the colour to blue. Right, and we're going to go over and down to the power in on the switch. Next we're going to put in the switch, and we're going to set 12 for that, which is going to be 2 for every door. And then we're going to take the power from the switch into that branch, then this branch we're going to go round and put it to the toggle off. Right, so the left hand one's going to be doing the door controllers, so we're going to set this to 2. For every additional one we put it into the right hand side. We'll show you that in a bit, but for now we'll do 1 door. So this is I'm going to put it as a pink from the left hand side and into the first door thing. Right, so now we're going to change it from blue to open this door. We don't want it clipping onto the door. Right, so this then goes down. Oh, we haven't put the door controller on. 1 second. Right, let's put the door controller on and do this again. Right, so we put it into the power in, and then we can change it to a yellow. Doesn't really matter though. We're going to take it from the pass through and put it to the close. That's going to make it so the door will only open when power goes to it. Sorry, will only close when the power's put to it. Right, so now we're going to test it. So we'll simulate the seismic sensor going off. There we go. You can see we got a RAID Plus alarm, the smart alarm blipping up. Now we're going to reset the timer, otherwise the second time we pressed it, it wouldn't, I think, it wouldn't activate. And you can see we got a RAID Plus notification, but the door stayed closed. The reason I use multiple small batteries to control all the base's doors is should a raid go on for a period of time and rockets destroy part of the circuit, if you're running off a large battery, you could get it so none of the doors will actually close the second time. Another time you want to close them all if people have been running around defending. So that's why I'd prefer to have it as a single battery, small battery, controlling 6 doors at a time. If I could take this opportunity to ask if you could like and subscribe, that'd be good for me and the channel. Right, a little bit about adding additional door to this circuit. So we'll put in the one extra branch, and then we're going to put out from here and into the second branch. We're going to set that to 2, and then we're going to change to blue and take it out of the left hand and along the top. Oh, hang on, again, I've forgotten to do the door controller. Right, right, there we go, door controller, and into there. And again, we'll put it from the pass out through to closed. We'll open the first door and the second door. We'll close the first door so we can show it where the door that's open or closed. And here we go. And there we go. That's how easy it is to add doors to the lockdown circuit. Now we'll just reset this again and open both doors, just to show it does close both doors. And there we go. Right, and that's it. Thank you for watching.